NSE started in 1954. And up to 1994, there were only 6 stockbrokers. In 1994, they decided that they should open the market to the foreigners. So they licensed 7 new stockbrokers. During the year, one of the stockbrokers did not do well. He messed up with the client funds and was suspended. So there remained 6, and the other 6, 12. In 1995 is when now they brought another 8 companies, and that's where Faida came in. And we came in as a stockbroker and converted into an investment bank in 2007. During that time, many things were manual. For instance, the trading before 1994 or up to 1994 was in at the new Stanley, at the Stanley Hotel, where people or traders would meet, discuss prices, and conduct the transactions there. Then the trading moved from the Stanley and went to now the Nation Center. So when we came in as Faida in 1995, actually the trading was happening at this Nation Center. Okay. And during that time, you may not be aware, people were trading using share certificates. There was nothing electronic. Paper. Yes, paper. Open outcry. Yeah. There was open outcry. If you want to sell or buy, you shout your prices. Prices are written on the board. There were board writers. The traders used to converge at the Nation Center wearing red jackets, and the board writers were wearing green jackets. And then once you buy the shares, the certificate has to go through the registrars to confirm these are your shares. And then if you had bought many years back, there would be delay in processing of those certificates, and therefore you don't take advantage of the prices that were currently trading. So those were the olden days. Then there were problems of people losing share certificates and the like. So later now, we introduced now the CDS, the Central Depository System, under the Central Depository and Settlement Corporation, where now the issue of certificates had to go. So CDSC immobilized the certificates and dematerialized, meaning anybody who wanted to trade had to go through immobilization to have the share certificate put in the electronic register. And then slowly, they started reducing what is held as share certificates. Today, there are still people who are holding some. People went to frame those share certificates. But anytime you want to trade, you have to really immobilize them. So then NSE, then later on, moved then from the central trading area to local area network, where the NSE bought many computers for traders. Then we moved to wide area network. Then finally we moved to broker back office. I was actually the chairman of the implementation committee of moving from manual trading to electronic trading when we implemented that. And then I was also involved in the CDSC from the time we started it off until when I left after many years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now people can trade on their phones.
Yeah, it's gone far. Now it's totally different. There's electronic, there's mobile trading, and from the comfort of your phone, from wherever you are, because the brokers themselves and investment banks have also installed mobile apps where you can trade on your phone. So it has made the market access easier for investors.
Okay. Now, there are a number of different shareholders, not shareholders, stakeholders, that play a role in the exchange. I'm curious, what role does Faida play?
We started off as a stockbroker. Stockbroker, you just buy and sell on behalf of clients. And then we converted into an investment bank. And therefore, we are market participant as an investment bank, where our functions increase with having attained the license of an investment bank. So we do corporate finance, where we help companies come into the market where if a company wants to raise any capital, they come, we help them prepare and structure a transaction which will help them sell. We do mergers and acquisitions. We do financial advisory services. And recently, we introduced, last year actually, we brought in and established a fund through collective investment schemes called Oak Special Fund. We started last year in February, and by mid-June, we had hit 5.5 billion from interested investors. So we have been there trying to connect the investors with the capital opportunities, and also trying to educate investors that there is cheaper way of getting capital from the stock market. So we've been playing all those roles combined. We've been involved in valuations of companies. Like there is one company which was buying a company in Uganda, and is a local company. We had to go value that company for them to know. There were two companies which were merging here. We have to value each of those companies so that as they merge, they need to know what proportion of which of the new entity will you take. Okay. So we've been involved in those kind of things.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. Now, what advice do you have for a 20-year-old who knows nothing about the stock market? What advice do you have for them to get started on their investment journey?
I would say the first thing is that the young people, they need to know time is on their side. Time is an asset as far as they are concerned. And also, they need to educate themselves on the stock market. They need to know what it is. They need to get a little bit of financial literacy to know where to go. And therefore, I would say they should not also look at the market like a sprint, meaning you want returns quickly. Since time is on their side, if you can buy small, over the time, by the time you hit that 20, 30 years, your investments will have grown a lot, because you see, you'll be investing the interest you are getting again into the market. So the gains will be enormous. So I would say, I would advise them, educate themselves, get to learn from the people who know, ask questions to the professionals, and find out where should I put what. And then look at it in long term. Look at it like you're running a marathon, and then be patient. And then don't be dragged by thinking that I have to have this investment in the shortest time possible. No. If you get returns quicker, you can get out. But the best thing is to seek advice and educate yourself within the market.
Okay. And everyone in this industry has their own personal watch list. And so I'm curious, are there any companies that trade on the NSE that you like to follow very closely?
As a market player, we look at many stocks. Yeah. And what we really look at is the things like what are the fundamentals of that company? The liquidity of it. Meaning, if you want to get out, how soon can you get out? You want to look at the things that will make that company get interested, or for investors to get interested. So the big companies like Safaricom is one of the movers in the market, and they pay good dividend. You look at those kind of things. Companies like on the financial sector, you have companies like KCB and Equity, Coop Bank, where, like, for instance, Coop Bank, it pays dividends throughout. Yeah. And its movement in the shares is not so, movement of price is not so much. So you can't really lose much. But the main thing is, if you see a share is going down in prices, before you get out of it, seek advice from us and all the market participants, the brokers, and go ask them, this share is at this. How is it? Should I get out or should I stay? And they'll tell you, hey, you've come at the right time. You need to get out. Or no, this is like a hiccup. It will go. Just hold on, and it reverses. So for us, before we recommend a share to the company, we make sure we have carried in proper research on those companies before we advise. In fact, that's one of the main things we offer as Faida, a strong research department where we look at the companies before we advise. Because even in those companies, there are times you could come, because we review weekly, and tell you, now you can sell sell Safaricom now, because maybe it is at a very good price, or they have really gained in price, you need out. And then probably in another couple of days, you can still come back and buy the same stock. Even if it's not, you're not selling because it's bad, you're selling because you're getting money out of it.
And my last question, where do you see the future of the Nairobi Securities Exchange heading?
I'm part of Nairobi Securities Exchange. Other than just being a market participant, I also, as Faida, we have shares in NSE. I personally have shares in NSE because I believe in it. I am optimistic about the Nairobi Securities Exchange. And I know with education, they will get more participants coming into the market. And at the same time, they need to innovate more. They need to bring more of what they have and what they don't have, they introduce into the market. Like they need to increase the products like derivatives, the real estate investment trusts, the exchange traded funds. They need to introduce green bonds and increase these things so that the market can grow. So what I would say is like last month, 2 months back, I visited Jamaican Stock Exchange. Jamaica, the population of Jamaica as an island is only 3 million. And they have listed 120 companies. 92% of those are local companies. Wow. Here in Kenya, we are a population of 55 million. We only have 65 companies. You can imagine. So we went as I was representing Rwanda Stock Exchange as the chairman of the exchange in Rwanda, to fact find what is it that they do that we are not doing here. Why should companies be running into their market and we are not successfully doing it here? And what we found was that there is a segment they call junior market. Mm-hmm. It's like the mid-tier segment. Anybody who wants to list in that area, you don't pay any corporate tax for 5 years. And then for the next 5 years, you pay only 50% of the corporate tax. In Kenya, there was a time, if you are to list in the market, you'd be paying 20% of the corporate tax, which was discounted from the 30%. So this is something we felt should be introduced in the regional governments to know that it will help the companies or the exchanges to increase the numbers of listed companies, which will grow by not paying the corporate tax, because that money which they were to pay as tax is reinvested back in the market. So it's something that we need to lobby with, probably talk to our Capital Markets Authority, tell them to request the government to support this so that it can go. Another thing we found in Jamaica is that the people who market the product is not just the market players. The stock exchange does a lot of it. It goes in the field, talks to people about the benefits of the market, and then once they're able to tie in something, they invite the stockbrokers and the investment banks to come and pitch on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. And I said last question.
Yeah.
I do have one more.
It's okay.
Because this is very timely news. But we've now heard talks again about Kenya Pipeline Corporation IPOing on the NSE. Do you have any insight on that for us? What does that mean for the exchange, for the market as a whole?
If it happens, we will really welcome it. One thing, Kenya Pipeline is one of the best performing state enterprises. So if it was to come, it will do very many good things in the market. There will be more players, and at least the citizens of the country will start benefiting from one of the companies that is making money. So we would say it will also increase the market cap in the stock exchange. So I would say it's a welcome thing. But what I would only hope that the proposal will not drag for long. Because I remember in 2023, we had been told 10 state enterprises would come into the market.
Yes.
So by the end of that year, we were told that there were legal challenges, so it didn't happen. So we were told in 2024, we get 35. And now 2024 is behind us, it didn't happen. Now in 2025, if we can at least have one or two state enterprises, it will encourage other corporates to come into the market. So we are praying, let me say in person, I would like to see that this is actioned and actualized so that at least it would be a great thing to have the pipeline come into the market.